Hey, what's up, guys? It's Renaldo here. So, I've just got one question. What's in the drinking water in Bitou Municipality? You know, where Plettenberg Bay is? Because it seems like the Wild West. It seems like the public representatives there not only all carry firearms, but they, for some reason, have to discharge it in a public space. Now, remember last year, December, when the deputy mayor was caught on camera discharging a firearm in a public space, even putting it under her chin, pointing it at people, and then discharging it a couple of times more? I'm assuming you all remember that because this is very topical, with Julius Malema getting a 5-year prison sentence for him discharging a firearm. Now, obviously, she's playing the same game. She's saying that it was a toy gun, even though the video evidence makes it very clear that it's not. But there is one thing that we missed, and it's new video footage that has come out that shows that she wasn't the only naughty person that day. And I think that it's a problem for specifically the deputy mayor and for the eyewitnesses there that they didn't report the other things that they saw. So that is interfering with justice, in my opinion. It's something that could potentially be added to the sheet of potential crimes that have been committed by the people that were at this event. But just to refresh your memory, let's have a look quickly at what exactly played out on that fateful day in December 2025. But before we do that, be sure to subscribe to this channel. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you anything. And the overwhelming majority of you that regularly watch my content aren't subscribed, but you can fix that by clicking the subscribe button. So it'll be greatly appreciated. All right, let's have a look. All right. Her finger is on the trigger and the gun is underneath her chin. Like, she clearly does not want to live if this is how you're going to handle a firearm, right? But let's have a look. There you can see the shell. You can see she discharged a firearm in a public space. I don't care what anybody has to say. We all know that this is exactly what happened. It's not a toy gun. Stop talking cock. All right. But anyway, so this is what happened. And I'm going to play the video because I want you to take notice of somebody in the background. There we go. Do you see this lady in red with the blue kopdoek and the blue little pocket over there with the white line around it and what looks like a bluish tint on the sides over there? I think it's important to point this out because that is the Bitou Municipality's speaker. That's right. She's the speaker in council. Now, why is this important? Well, let me show you. There she is. And you can see it's the blue kopdoek. It's the little pocket in the front. It's the white lining around the red. And then here's the little blue areas. Now, she's holding the exact same firearm that the deputy mayor held. And you want to know why? Because this was on the exact same day that the other video was recorded on. That was also in December 2025. And this has now become public. Only now. But here she is. Have a look. Now, just to her credit, she didn't actually discharge the firearm from what we can see in this video, but there might be testimony and witnesses that can say that she actually did. But you can see that she is pointing this firearm, and there you can see next to her is the deputy mayor. The two of them in the same frame, which proves beyond any reasonable doubt that it's the same firearm and that it was already discharged by the deputy mayor. And here we are with the speaker of the Bitou Municipality with the firearm pointing it at people with her finger on the trigger, as you can see there. So it's not safe. So section 120 of the Firearms Controls Act in this country clearly indicates that she is breaking the law, whether she discharged the firearm or not. And I'm sure she did, because why wouldn't she? But anyway, here is the video once again if you want to have a look. Pointing it left and right, and like she's pointed it at about 6 or 7 people just there. Alright, so a couple of things here. Firstly, why did the eyewitnesses there not share this information with the SAPS? Why is it only coming out now in April 2026? Why was it not shared? Why was that information withheld from the SAPS? That is defeating the ends of justice. So ultimately, that was a crime committed by the eyewitnesses there, that they didn't tell the SAPS that there were more to the story than what they saw on just that one video. So in this video, you see both the deputy mayor and the speaker in the same frame and the same looking firearm, so it's beyond any reasonable doubt that the firearm is the same firearm. So if the firearm is real, which I think everybody here can agree that it's real, this automatically means that the speaker is also in trouble, because she held on to a firearm that was loaded, was real, and even though she might not have discharged it based on that video, there might be other videos that show her discharging it, but at the very least, she's also guilty of Section 120 of the Firearms Controls Act in South Africa, which carries a penalty of a fine or imprisonment up to 10 years. You're not allowed to apply for a firearm license for the next 5 years. And also that if you do have licenses for firearms or rifles, then that can be taken away from you. The question I have, though, is why are these people allowed to be public representatives in South Africa? What type of person must you not be to do these things publicly and still think that you are a public representative that people should respect? Because like with the case with Julius Malema, he should have understood that he holds a specific leadership position in society, as is the same with the two of them, because they hold public positions or public representative positions for the municipality. And they think that they can do this publicly. Now, is it sheer ignorance? Is it arrogance? Is it just stupidity? Like, what exactly is happening in the Bitou Municipality? Because 2 public representatives caught on the same day. Well, the one was caught a lot later, but it happened on the same day. What's going on here? Is this really the type of leadership that we need in this country, where you can go into a public space and discharge a firearm and break the law? This is the message that these individuals are sending. So ultimately, I hope that the NPA decides to prosecute this, because this is once again an open and shut case, not only for the deputy mayor, but also for the speaker of the Bitou Municipality. Will justice be served swiftly here? Now, just for record purposes, the speaker is called Mavis Busakwe, in case anybody, the NPA, needs to find her. You know, I'm just trying to help you. But the fact that they probably had this information, but they still have not done anything as of the 22nd of April 2026, tells you something. Julius Malema's case laid the groundwork for all of these politicians that actually think that they are cowboys to quickly be removed out of their positions and hopefully spend some time in jail, because you're not setting a great example for the public out there, considering that you are a leader of your community. You need to be an example for what others must and must not do. And unfortunately, with branding a firearm like this in a public space, pointing it at everybody, discharging it, and then handing it left, right, and center to friends, tells me that not only should you never ever have been given a firearm, but secondly, you should not be the deputy mayor or the speaker of a municipality, because you clearly should not be in charge of anybody, and maybe not even yourself, based on how you pointed that gun under your chin with your finger on the trigger, and how the speaker also just pointed the firearm left and right with her finger on the trigger. It's absolutely absurd, but once again, it shows the quality of leadership that we have in this country. And unfortunately, most of the time, these politicians are people that couldn't make it in the private sector. They wouldn't even be trusted to run a tuck shop for a school, but then they get promoted to mayor, deputy mayor, or the speaker of a district municipality. And then this is the consequence of that. So hopefully justice will be swift. Even though it's been quite a while since this incident, and the NPA or the SAPS hasn't actually formally charged Mavis. I don't know, maybe it's because Mavis. I know who the SAPS's best friend is. It's Mavis. I don't know, but let's find out. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's greatly appreciated. Please be sure to smash that like button, share this video far and wide. Don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free. It won't cost you anything, and you can just click subscribe. If you'd like to contribute to this channel, though, you can do it by either giving a super thanks by looking for the $ below and then choosing an amount, and thank you for that. Or you can become a member to this channel that comes with its own perks. And if you'd like to find out more, you can click the join button below and it'll show you what the perks are. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.